Questions 23 through 25. A projectile is fired at time t equals 0 from the edge of a cliff with the initial velocity components. So they're giving you the components. You don't need to break it down. V naught x is 30. V naught y 50. They want to know the magnitude of the velocity at t equals 1 second. So the velocity, the initial velocity of x never changes. So we're going to say the velocity x at is going to be 30 meters per second for the whole journey. So we need to find out what y is. So we could use the first kinematic equation in the vertical direction. So we have Vy equals V naught y minus gt. So Vy, what was its initial velocity in the y direction? That was 50 minus 10, and it's for 1 second. So our velocity in the y direction is going to be 50 minus 10, which is 40 meters per second. All right, so if we have something that's going 30 meters per second in the x direction and 40 meters per second in the y direction, we need to get the resultant vector, right? We can see that that's a right triangle, and it looks like it's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. 50 meters per second would work. Number 24. Number 24, the velocity at the highest point. All right, so let's get some room here. So the velocity at the highest point. Well, we know the velocity at the highest point in the x direction, that doesn't change. What will change is the velocity in the y direction, and at the highest point, velocity in the y direction is 0. So 30 meters per second it is. Number 25, the magnitude of the acceleration at the highest point. Well, the acceleration is equal to g no matter where you are. So it's going to be negative 9.8, but notice they're asking for magnitude, so E works just fine.